Well, apparently the thermostat on my brand new electric heater is not working because I had this thing set at about 45 or 50 yesterday. That's what it was in here, and I turned this dial just to the point where it cut on at that temperature. And when I come out here this morning, it is below freezing. It's like 28 in here. So I got that heater on, this heater on, and that heater on. And, jeez. I'm going to have to give it a few minutes to warm up in here. I was going to spend the entire day working on knives. I spent the entire day yesterday shopping. And Bev has to go to a doctor, and she woke up. Man, I'll tell you what, we're all just falling apart around here. She woke up not feeling good, and she doesn't think she can drive, so I'm going to take her to her doctor's appointment. I got to leave here at 11. This morning, my wife went out to let the ducks out, and she slipped and fell on the front porch because it's so heavily covered in frost. And she's back to hurting like she was when her back went out. Man, we just can't get... This winter's just killing us. Alrighty. I can still see my breath in here, but I'm going to put some gloves on and get to sanding. So when it warms up here in about 30 minutes, I'll be able to take my jacket off and my hat. See you in a bit. Oh, Lordy, I'm sanding my life away. I have been sitting here thinking, like I always do when I sand. Oh yeah, it finally warmed up in here. I can take my jacket off, but I do have my long handles on, just so you know, in case you was wondering what I was wearing for underwear. I have a Rumble channel. I also have a BitChute, but something is going nuts with BitChute. I can't seem to upload anything, and if I do manage to upload something, it says processing, and it never does upload. So I don't know what's going on. Odyssey, things get uploaded automatically to my Odyssey channel from my YouTube channel. I am on Brighteon. I can't remember whether it's BC Truck or BC Blades, one or the other. But my Rumble is BC Blades. It's capital B, capital C, capital B, no spaces, BC Blades. And if you don't mind signing up for another platform, I believe that Rumble is probably going to be the one that is competition for YouTube. And also Rumble does not stifle what people are able to say. And there's some things I want to talk about that, honestly, I don't dare talk about here because they're removing anybody from this particular platform that doesn't toe the line that they, the San Francisco Bay Area people, all want the rest of America to think and say and talk about and feel and support. So I am going to drill a well, and I want to tell you why, but I can't tell you why on this channel. So you can imagine. And it's got a lot to do. See, I also want to give you a key, so I can use that key to refer to things that I can't talk about here, but use a key. Let's just say, what is that medicine that you would possibly take in your arm to prevent getting some bad illness? I would call that like a porcupine. And I have no intention of taking the porcupine. And I do believe that is eventually going to affect all people that don't take the porcupine. And it'll start off with simple things like not being able to go into a town hall to pay your water bill because you haven't had the porcupine. And eventually it will affect things like not getting your Social Security check, or your bank refusing you service because you haven't had the porcupine, or you won't be able to travel from one town to another unless you can prove you've had the porcupine. So I can see, and I'm just, maybe I'm thinking too much. I do take one day at a time, but if you haven't noticed the sudden, overnight, major, massive changes in our world, then you're not paying attention, and it's not likely you're trying to project in the future, trying to foresee as many possible outcomes as you can and prepare for them. So I have all the stuff I need to dig another shallow well. Let me tell you where I'm thinking about digging it. And the thing is, if you don't hit water, you can pull it up and try again somewhere else. But where I really want to put it is sort of, let me raise this blind here. Give me a second. I don't want to get stabbed because I got to lean up, move some stuff out the way. Okay. Okay, no blood. That's my house. There's a big oak tree. There's actually a cluster of oak trees, and then a big oak tree and another big oak tree. What I want to do is run a chain between the two, and here's why. When I dug my last well, I was in my early 50s. And I was still pretty strong and stout, and I could lift a lot of weight, and I could breathe a lot better. And that's changed drastically as I've gotten older. I've had my lungs are burned out from an industrial accident that I was in. I've got spinal stenosis. I've got herniated discs and just all kinds of stuff. But I still do everything I can. I just have to figure ways to do it differently where I don't have to use my back. And if I need to stop and slow my heart rate so I can breathe, I can do that. So I want to put a chain across them two trees and then a pulley. And then I want to try to dig my well between them two trees right there. And the reason is I want it behind my house for two reasons. I think people who observe a higher power than DC are going to be targeted. And you'll have a choice to give up the higher power you adhere to, the instruction booklet that you adhere to, or stick with it and suffer. I don't foresee anything in the future. All I can do is sit and imagine what might be. And I have a lot of time to do that. So I can see having access to basic utilities coming to an end for people who won't give up the instruction booklet and worship the dark ones. And then on top of that, if I were to drill this well, and let's say I had neighbors that gave up the instruction booklet and were rewarded for ratting out neighbors who didn't, and I had a well that they could see, I think it's just best to hide your preparations as much as you can. And anyway, that's why I want to put my well there. And there's a large chance that I won't hit water there. And if I don't, I have another option that I know I'll hit water. And that is, on the other side of that shed, there's a real deep hill that goes down. And at one time, there was a big pond there. Well, they pulled the dam down and the pond is gone. But that is the lowest point. It's always wet. As a matter of fact, in summer, we have to be careful driving across it with a lawnmower. We have to drive it across it really fast so we don't sink. I don't really want to put it there unless I have to, but on the same hand, there are trees that I can run a chain across. And the reason I need a pulley, let me turn back around. The reason I need a pulley is because there's no way I can lift that much weight up again. I just don't have it in me. I don't have the back, and my arms aren't as strong as they used to be. So if I had a pulley with a rope that went over the pulley and down to the auger, I could use my auger and then have somebody, probably my friend Pat, on the other end pulling the pulley, and I would pull up on the auger and he would pull the pulley. Between the two of us, we could get it up out of the ground, and probably be able to have Billy help us too. I've got 20 feet of pipe. So I think in 20 feet I can hit water. There's also a creek about 10 feet out from my fence. There's a creek that runs back there, very, very small creek. And it's almost always got water in it. So I'm not going to die if suddenly I can't have access to purified city water, chlorinated city water. We have a pond here. We have a creek that has water in it. I have the ability to drill a well here or behind me where I showed you. So on Rumble, I'm freer to talk about things and use terminology that everybody can understand. And I'm not here because, I've got, how many years now? 2006, I got 14, almost 15 years invested in my YouTube channel, and over 2,000 videos and over 30 million views, and I don't want to lose that. So if all it takes for me is to use another platform to speak my mind, I'll do that. And I may take opportunities to use this platform to steer you to that platform. So in this video, I'm going to leave a link to my Rumble channel, and you may have to start an account to watch videos. I'm not sure. And anyway, back to sanding. I'm going to drink me a cup of coffee. This is Nick's knife. I've got I'm working on Nick's knife. I got Errol's knife sanded up to 220. And Errol, this is for his wife. And he's already bought 2 knives from me. So I am going to shine this up and make it purty, purty, purty. This is for his wife. And this is Willie's. And Willie told me that he's buying this for his son. And I'm going to do this up too. I'm going to put a real nice polish job on that. And I ruined the handles, so I'm going to have to make some more the wood. I'll show you what I did. Something stupid. I drilled the handle holes. I drilled the holes for the pins. And then I went and I glued the veneer, the walnut veneer on. And I shouldn't have. I should not have drilled the holes. I should have glued everything together and then drilled the holes. Stupid, stupid, stupid. I messed up again. And there's no fixing these. There's no making them better. Because here's what happened. I got epoxy in these holes. And I went to drill all the epoxy back out of it. I wallered out all these holes, and the pins just flop around. There's a huge gap around the pins. So I'm not going to send a knife out. This one here is the worst. You can see that's kind of oval shaped. So I wouldn't send a knife out looking like that. In my early days, I wouldn't have even noticed it. But now, one of the things I strive for is a nice, tight pinhole with no epoxy showing around it. And that's going to look bad. So I have lots of good wood here. I'm going to pick something else out. I'm nowhere near to that point, so it doesn't matter. I don't have to do it right away. I'm getting my stainless steel tool wrap today, Tuesday, so I had hoped to get all these knives sanded up to heat treating grit by tomorrow, and that's just not going to happen. I got to stop here in about an hour and warm the truck up and take Bev over to see her doctor. And, my wife fell this morning, so I don't want to spend much more time out here without going and checking on her. So I'm going to drink a cup of coffee, sand this up to 220, and then I'm calling it a day here, and then go check on my wife. And by that time, Bev will be ready to go to her doctor, and I'm not sure if my wife's going to go. Or I think she said she wanted to go into Kroger and buy some ribs because they're on sale. So there goes the day again. So I'll see you tomorrow, Wednesday. So I'm trying a new coffee. This is Sam's Club coffee. I'll let you know. I've been drinking. Let me show you what I usually drink. What I've been drinking for a couple of years now. This is also Sam's Club. No, that's Walmart. But I've been drinking the Sam's Club equivalent dark roast. And I just decided to try something new. I'll let you know how this tastes. But right now what I'm doing is running some water through this to heat my cup up. I mean, it is still below freezing out here. And it was a time or two I've come in here and my water's been frozen. That's how cold it gets up in here. So I'm going to heat that cup up and then make me some coffee. Well, I'll let you know how this tastes in just a second. That is some good coffee. I'm going to start buying that from now on. I like it. That's got a real good coffee flavor right there. Oh yeah, that's good. I love coffee. All right, I'm gonna finish that. Sand this up to 220. Oh, I just spotted my neighbor's cat. Good thing my dogs weren't out. I seen my neighbor's cat coming down the road here. And where do you think it came? All the way down here. It snuck around the corner here. And it was fixing to jump up. See, right on the other side of that wall there is where I feed the cat. The door that I come out of my trailer and I put my cat's food up on top of that wooden box. Well, it's just on the other side of that wall there. And yeah, that cat was coming down here to eat my cat's food. But I don't feed the cat this early. So it's a good thing because I'll start feeding it. And almost all the time, I feed the cat about 4 or so in the afternoon. And the cat is just about always somewhere around. I can hear it when I yell her name. Her name is Kitty, 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 by the way. So when I yell, Kitty, 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 she knows that I've fed her and I can hear her meow, you know, from underneath the trailer. So I know she knows that I've got her food out, and as soon as I leave, she'll come eat. So I'm just going to keep feeding her late in the afternoon. And that will prevent my neighbor's cat from getting her groceries, because my neighbor's cat's got food all the time. Actually, it was a big fat cat, so it is well fed. And my cat that lives up underneath the trailer, you know, it gets 1 meal a day, and I want to make sure she gets it. Alrighty, let me finish this and call it a day. I'll be out running around after this. 2:20, coffee, we're gone. See you tomorrow.